Black love is something that needs to be really highlighted because it's not highlighted enough. You know, obviously you see black people when they have, you know, struggles and, you know, what the hardships they're going to, so you don't really get to kind of see genuine black love between people.
We're in love and we're black, and
right.
We know a lot of people like us that are in love and they're black.
Yep.
But we don't see ourselves anywhere when it comes to black love appreciation. So we wanted to create a show where we just highlight and appreciate black love in all of its forms. Really not all of its forms, but its alternative form or its LGBTQIA plus form. I think the way that we address problems is just, this is how I feel. And what's funny is, like, it's always, I can always tell when Kia wants to talk about something, right? Like when her little balls are lit in her head and she's like pacing around trying to figure out, like, how do I bring this up exactly? I think that both of us, you know, we've gotten to a point where we do consider the other person. We battle with two different things, though. I battle with, I don't want to hurt her feelings. And she battles with, I don't want to not be as expressive as I need to be. So for us, you know, when we just, hey, can we talk?
Right.
Or I got this problem. And so then we'll just express it. Just say it. This. There's no, there's not a full, whole, drawn out story before it.
Right.
This is my problem. And then I'll tell you why this is my problem. And then we can open the floor up to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely say we address problems by communicating. To me, that's actually one of my biggest issues. I tend to not want to communicate a lot of the times, but when I do, it's just like, okay, we can take care of it now. So I think communication is one of the areas of opportunity.
I would say the same thing because, I mean, I'm the same way. I may not want to discuss it, but when I'm being brought to, I will. Or when I have to, I will.
Whenever we've had a problem, I just believe that communication is key. I've been in past relationships and past ordeals where stuff happens and people just sweep it under the rug and keep going, and it comes back up later. And this time I was a big stickler for communication.
Yeah.
And being upfront about if something bothers you, if you said something that I don't like, if you did something I don't like, or if I saw something I didn't like, say something.
Yeah. And we've really stuck to that since the beginning.
Yeah.
So, communication.
Yeah, that's a big, huge.
Yeah.
That's something that we work with on a daily basis is communication. Mm-hmm. Being able to talk about anything, because that's the only way you're gonna get through stuff. Nobody's a mind reader. Nobody's Miss Cleo. Nobody's gonna be able to tell you what you're
in the beginning
about.
It was rough.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't like saying certain stuff or telling certain stuff. I'm just like, no, I ain't telling you all that. So, yeah, communication it's a lot. Even in the process of getting married now, you gotta share a little more. You gotta, hey, what's going on? We good with the money? What's happening? I want to know what you got, what I got. So, because we're getting ready to become one. So,
Right.
It's communication is the key.
Yeah.
Hey, are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we do? I think we suck at that sometimes.
We definitely suck at it.
I think that's a work in progress, only because I'm very blunt at how I approach problems, and sometimes that comes off really harsh. Whereas I think Babe's kind of scared to say certain stuff to me.
I'm scared of you.
Not scared of me, but like you don't really like bringing stuff up that you know is gonna piss me off.
That's true. That's true, yeah.
With caution, I'm Since I am a little bit more upfront now. When I have an issue with something, I let him know. Like I go through his phone. I go through his phone consistently. I want the password because and it's not that I don't trust him. I just don't trust other people, and I want to know who was talking to him. And I know people don't think that's all right, but he's gone through my phone before too. So I'm very upfront. If I don't like something, if I don't like somebody saying something to him, or I don't like how he addressed somebody, I tell him. I might wait until the middle of the night, when it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, and he'll sleep in the bed, and I tap him and be like, hey, before you go to sleep, let's talk about it, But I'm really upfront. I'll tell him when I'm. And I think he believes that too. I'm very direct when I see an issue and a problem. I want to address it and kind of get it out the way. Sometimes depends on the issue, but most of the times
he fires a couple warning shots first. Like he'll say something and I'm like, okay, and I'll address it, and then he'll say something else.
I'm very passive aggressive,
and it'll lead to the point to where it's like bam, like what I'm saying. Like it's never like just bam. It's more like.
Let's talk about he don't take out the trash. Oh, I sure wish that trash should be. I sure wish that trash should go out. This house do smell a little dirty. And then at midnight you don't take that. So why is that trash? It takes a minute, but I'm very direct. I'm very passive aggressive, but then I'm very direct.
I don't understand how I ever got the title of the official trash taker outer. That's the weirdest thing, and that's crazy because I don't know how I got that title.
That's your title,
but it's like that's my job, and it's always been my job.
It is your
and
job.
I don't know, but
because I do everything else in the house, so you can at least take that trash out, anyways.
Address that motherfucker. Hello. What's the problem?
Just like that. I think we both kind of like chin check the fuck out of each other. I think because if I notice that she's upset about something, I'm like, and why you mad? Like that's my favorite thing to ask her. What you mad? Why you mad? And I think you probably you're getting to me definitely if I'm mad about something. I think, I just
that be for real, be it. I mean, you might as well just go ahead and see what the problem is, nip it in the bud, and move the fuck on.
Yeah, we don't really stay mad at each other for long. It's not and that's some new shit too. I've never really learned that. I guess
that's some new shit.
I learned that
I'll
too.
Be mad forever.
I learned forever. Okay, you beef with me, we gonna be forever, ever. Period. So I definitely learned how to just like deal with stuff and just let it go. And I think that I forced that upon you, and I think you forced that upon me. So that's
the best way in this situation.
I mean.
The distance. She's so far, and it's crazy because I really like my personal space. So I'm like, oh man, this might not be as bad as I think. And then when I miss her, I'm like, God damn, you're fucking far as shit. Or like if I'm having a bad day and I just want a hug, that really sucks. And being on FaceTime is cool, but I don't always have her undivided attention. And then I have to get accustomed to the fact like she has kids, so they're gonna need time too. Jeesh.
I think one of the biggest problems that we have to deal with is just kind of getting used to each other's mannerisms. I think that's one of the biggest things.
Continue.
Well, it's not necessarily for me. I mean,
yeah, for me too.
Yeah, but I believe there's some things that you ain't told me yet, but that's a different story.
We'll see.
But no, I honestly think it's just the little things like. Just your mannerisms. That's something that we are working on because it's still
early.
Yeah, it's still early. So, yeah.
And my biggest problem I think I've had to deal with is him just being forgetful in his head. Because he'll think that he texts me. And because I text him. We just talked about this. Yes. I will text him. He'll leave me sometimes unread or won't respond at all. Or won't read it at all. And in his head, he didn't text me. But you posting on Twitter.
Well, okay, that's true.
Mm-hmm. We just had this conversation. Yes.
You're right.
And for me, that's like, I'm like, dude, I just think, like, cause you know what that feel like? You think your partner's either you're being too annoying to your partner, you're aggravating them, or are they just ignoring you?
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I don't think we've gotten there yet. Well, at least not a personal problem with each other. I would just say with us and the different goals that we have and what we're trying to accomplish, we just kind of going with the whole thing. We want it to happen now. And we're just trying to be patient and trust the process. So, that'd be our biggest problem.
I think that's really it, like communication, because we used to bump heads all the time because one wanted to be in control or felt like they was in control. You know what I'm saying? And we just had to realize that shit, we both are. And we just had to like learn how to
that balance,
intertwine
learn that balance.
Yeah.
And I think that's like I said, I wasn't used to really dating aggressive women, so I'm the aggressor in any relationship. So that's something I'm used to being able to say what I want to feel how I want to, you know, handle shit the way I want to, and then being with somebody that's does the same
what
thing.
I want to, when I want to, how I want to.
Then it's kind of like it's like a constant type of
what?
You know what I'm saying? So I think that definitely has been like the biggest thing that we like, you know, somebody got to let somebody win, and I think now we're at a good space where we like, no, like, all right, I'm going to give you that one. Like, just whatever, you know, like, and give me that one because I need that.
Run it.
We haven't had any big problems. We haven't really had an argument.
We've had like little just.
And it was in the beginning.
Having like little bipolar moments, like my mood is off.
Right.
And like some days I wake up and I'm extremely irritated, and it's not because of him. It's because some days I really miss my mom.
Yeah.
And some days I just am just over the fact that she is gone, and I feel like I'm about to pass out. And sometimes my attitude is just really horrible.
Yeah, I think the last time we had an issue where there was an attitude or a problem was we were in a Walmart, and I didn't know what was wrong, but he said, what you think is wrong? So, I mean, yeah, now I'm mad because you're just saying what I think, and now I got to figure
came
out
off like
what
I had
it
an
is.
attitude, and he walked off, and I'm like, I know you're not walking off and leaving me in Walmart. And people are out here taking people, put them in trucks.
Right.
And I was just irritated. I was just like, why is he walking off? And then he went to the rug aisle, and I'm over here at the light bulb aisle. And I'm like, why are you off? It was just irritating me.
And you know, in the process of grieving and things, you got to step back. I had to text my best friend and say, whoa, wait a minute. Like,
and then
I was
up front. And I said, he probably don't know what's wrong with me. And I told him what was wrong.
Right.
And he understood.
And I have to remember that, you know, it's not that I forget. It's just a matter of, okay, I got to still keep in my mind that we're grieving. You're grieving. And, hey, there's going to be some times when you're not in the mood. And I got to realize, hey, it's not that he's just really mad about something, but he is upset. But I got to keep in mind that, yeah, we just experienced something that was, a lot. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we don't really
have no problems, though.
Yeah, we don't got no problems. We're very chill.
Real chill. Real chill.
Chill.
I guess the biggest problem that we deal with is not even with us. I think it's having people around us who understand that in relationships that you're up and then sometimes you're down, but that doesn't mean that you don't still love and respect the other person.
Yeah, I definitely think the energies that you guys are around are definitely gonna play a role into the relationship.
Yeah. So just, I would say if like one of the biggest problems that we've had is just choosing the right group of couple friends. Like, and I don't mean like other friends that are couples. I mean friends for you as a couple.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have your friend and you're gonna have your friend, but you also need to have friends that can be your joint friends. And I think one of the issues that we faced is having friends that are genuinely our joint friends who have good intentions for both of us. I think what we've encountered a lot of is friends that may have better intentions for me or better intentions for her, or not good intentions for both of us.
Yeah. I definitely think that that's something that's important and a lot of people don't realize either. Because people don't realize when they're trying to talk you out of a relationship with somebody that's actually good for you.
Yeah.
Because they disagree with certain things or what have you. But I definitely feel like both of us came to the table with our own friends, and even friends that were cool with the previous relationship we were in, but we haven't met new people from scratch that just meets us as an original couple, just as we are. So I definitely feel like that's something that a lot of people don't really acknowledge or understand.
Your friends will be your problem.
Yeah.
Your friends have the potential to be a problem, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. How many people are talking about this? Because you don't want to be that person or those people that are like, my friends are not the are the problem. But sometimes your friends are the problem in your relationship.
Right.
Because your friends maybe don't have the best intentions for your dynamic.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And your friends, they won't understand you guys because they don't sleep beside you guys. They don't have pillow talk with you guys. They're not in the car with you guys when you're going somewhere. They're not on the phone as you guys are working. Like, they don't know the intricacies of your relationship. All they know is you and what they expect for you or their jealousy or insecurity when it comes to you or you. Because if you have a friend that was already insecure about you or jealous about you or envious,
they're going to use that.
Yeah. And your relationship is just going to be a target for sure. Even if they say that they support it. They don't. And that's the thing. That's the thing that I think we as people don't talk about enough is the role that your friends play in your relationship. Even if you're not taking your issues to them, just having them around you can play a role in your problems too. They'll blow things up. They'll make you feel some kind of way. Next thing you know, you had a small issue with your partner, and now it's huge. Now you're blowing up at your partner, and they're just like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that.
Yeah.
And like she said, that's either venting to your friends or not venting to your friends. Like, if one of your friends has an issue with your partner, they're probably going to want you to see whatever their issue is with your partner, even if that's not your issue with your partner.
Or if they have an issue with you, they're going to use your partner.
Me.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't.
Yeah. I'm a little more calm. He's gonna turn up.
No, I don't.
And not turn up in a bad way, but you're gonna get your point across.
Yeah.
We can give you guys a recent example of something that really escalated, and I was just trying to stay cool. He was just... But yeah, I'm the one that's cool.
I think yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely handle anger better than I did.
Bullshit! No way. There's no way. Because when you're upset, you go off the handle and you get red. You can't even hide it.
Yeah, but I don't get upset very often.
But when you do, there's no middle ground.
There's gonna be a real reason when I do.
Okay, when have I gotten upset and I didn't know how to handle it? When I got that flat tire, I figured I was just irritated because you were so far away. You couldn't fix it. Like, you get the whole damsel in distress. Oh my God, I got a flat tire.
I could have, yeah. There was like so many things I could have done.
But you didn't do it. Who fixed my tire? I did. I drove that flat tire up the street.
You're over independent.
You think that's a problem?
Yeah, because I was like, hey, I can.
Or maybe you're just accustomed to bum ass bitches that can't help themselves.
Perhaps, but point was, I had a solution to the.
Well, you didn't bring that solution.
I did. I was like, you want me to Uber you to work?
No, I want my fucking car.
Right, and then have someone come and fix the tire later? No. You wanted to drive your tire flat and possibly fuck your rim up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're over independent. So, whatever.
I got fixed.
It ruined both of our days.
No, it did. As soon as I got my tire fixed, that car was like, hey, babe, you're like, you're a bitch. You're so fucking bitch.
Yeah, so. But I had the solution to the problem. There's always a solution to any problem.
Yeah, I found mine that day.
By being mean, getting an attitude. Like I'm the one who flattened your tire.
See, and that's the thing. That wasn't the point. The point is the problem needed to be fixed right then and there, and you were unable to fix it. I fixed it.
How many times have you heard that? How many times have you heard that saying in a year and a half?
Man, I just heard it a couple days ago. I really have a problem with letting stuff go. If somebody does something or says something, it's here and it's stuck there. Mm-hmm. She like, okay, they did it, let it go, it's over. Me, I got to call you. I need to tell you what you did, how you did it, and how I feel about it. I'm learning.
Everything don't have to have a reaction and a comment and a reply behind it and an emotion. It don't have to. I tell her, it's the energy that you put into that, honey, we could have been getting the bag. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah. I'm really good at that.
Like, I'll cut people off, but certain situations, I can't.
It'll be a year later. She's still talking about it.
Yeah.
So she's not good at that. I told you I'm pretty much perfect. So most of the questions that you ask, I'm going to be really good at. But no, as far as the picking battles, I just think when you think about all of the things that's going on within the world and all of the things that you need to do for yourself, a lot of stuff that could be considered big becomes really minor to you. Because you're just like, forget about it. Let me pay this bill. You know, and that's what I'm trying to get her to understand, because it's just so much energy invested into people and things that's not invested back to you. So you just have to let it go. That's where I'm at with it.
Me. What? So I've seen you angry.
I've seen you angry too. At least I heard about you being angry.
Well, I heard, yes, but you haven't seen. We talked about.
I can definitely say he is the one that can handle anger and frustration the best. I typically like shut down, and he expresses himself, and I think that's a healthy way of doing things.
Because I'm like, if I'm feeling some type of way, you're definitely gonna know. I can't hide it. That's just the Gemini in me. Him on the other hand, oh yes, it's like, oh, Jesus.
I hold things in until I'm ready to talk about it.
Oh yes.
I think we both have a ways to go. Sometimes I think that we both have a ways to go, because I don't think it's me, but I don't think it's him. I don't think that he has a good way of handling
First time he said
anger.
it was right. I think only because that, and it has nothing to do with relationships. I think I will say, and it's no fault. I mean, I'm older and I've been through a lot of stuff. I think I'm a little bit better at handling it. I think only because of my job, not because of my experience with relationships. Because in me doing what I do, I'm a problem solver. You know what I'm saying?
I think that because of your job title, that what makes it harder for you to let down your guard and to come to agreement. I think that it's very hard for you to kind of just, come down from the high horse sometimes, and not as a bad thing. It's just that you have a lot of people who look up to you. You know what I'm saying? And we do work together, so it just sometimes getting that separation to where you you're the CEO at the job, but this is a relationship and this is the house, and you're not gonna talk to me like I'm working for you, and this is not gonna happen like that because I just think that, especially when it comes to handling situations, that we both have a ways to go.
And yeah, I think we do, definitely. I think the thing is I'm super on initiative. I had a teacher and a mentor that taught the importance of initiative and taking initiative. And so when I have
sometimes
problems,
the initiative is the
when I have problems and issue, I'm just like, my whole thing is there's a problem, there's a solution. Like, I don't have time to be playing in the gray, in the feelings, figuring out what this is. This is the problem. What's a possible solution? How do we plan to get to this solution? And let's get to it. I think sometimes that's a little too aggressive. I think that's too aggressive for him because I think sometimes he needs more time, and there's nothing wrong with it. He needs more time to process his feelings. And sometimes I'm like, I already know how you feel. I know how I feel. So I'm going to tell you how you going to feel, and let's figure out how we going to make sure we never feel that way. And it's wrong, and sometimes that's what we butt heads because it's like, I'm so fast that he's just like, I need to put on my shoes, I need to put on my jacket, I need to put on my hat, and I need to get the fuck away from you for a minute to think about what just happened before you just have up this diabolical plan about how we gonna move forward.
When we get into arguments, when I get angry, I'm not very good with words. I pull out every stop I need to tell you about yourself. But sometimes it could be all over the place where, he can be very direct at the problem and everything. When I'm angry, I'm everywhere, so I need time to process my feelings to kind of get to that place where I can understand where you're coming from. Because when I'm mad, and I need to get back down to where I'm level to where I can even have the mental capacity to accept your feelings, because I'm still worried about my feelings, so it takes, I will give him that. He's a little bit faster and a little bit more direct when it comes to that part, but sometimes I don't think that's always right.
I think it depends.
I definitely think it depends.
Definitely depends, because sometimes I'm better with just being like, why are you so mad right now? Let's calm down. And then sometimes she's just better at just being like, why are you so mad? Let's calm down.
I think it depends on the issue. I think that's pretty balanced, for real.
Yeah. It's not even like depending on who brought it up. It really is just depending on the problem. Because sometimes she gets so angry and I'm so confused. Like, why are you mad right now? Which BT dubs, you don't want to ask somebody when they're angry. Why are you mad right now? Because they don't like that either. But yeah, there's so many times when she's upset and I'm so confused. Am I better at handling?
I don't think so. I think, back to something that she already said, like, I don't always speak on things when I have an issue with them. So, if something gets brought up and she brings it up to me, instead of like talking about in-depthly about how I felt about it, I'm just kind of like, all right, cool. How can I fix this later on? Blah, 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 blah. Even if I felt the type of way, if I try to throw it in there or not, whatever. And I'm not angry. Like, we just like, all right, cool. She feel this way. I'm going to work on that. Bet, got it. And I don't flip out. Like, there's no argument. There's nothing like that. Situation happens again. And I'm still like, all right, look, I'm trying to throw in how I feel about the situation too. But then it doesn't happen. All right, now the next time I'm probably going to be upset. So at that point, I'm not good at handling anger. Right? But I still think it's balanced. Like, I still think it's balanced. I really do.
Yeah. I think I'm angry a lot less, though.
Well, I think it's because I'm more emotional than you are, so that makes sense.
True. Like, so many things that, like, bother her just don't bother me. Like, I'm just like, what?
But I'm just like, bro, were you whole life like, this shit just hurt me, the fuck? Like, I'm upset. Like, and then I'm trying to talk to you about it, but
I'm just confused.
yeah, she's confused, but I'm not acknowledging the action. I'm only going off of like my emotions towards the situation. So now I get frustrated because I don't feel like my feelings are being like listened to or understood or acknowledged. So yeah, now I'm getting angry because that's what I wanted to talk about. And she just kind of like, well, this is the action. This is what happened. Like, bop, 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 let's roll. You know what I'm saying? So then, yes, that's usually when I get angry, when I feel like the emotions that I'm putting up to the surface are putting my emotions on the plate and they're still not being acknowledged. We're just talking about the action. So then I get frustrated. Right. So at that point, yeah, she's definitely better at it if you.
Yeah, but that's because I feel like a lot of times we create a narrative in our head. And once we have a narrative created,
it's hard to get off of it.
We just rocking with it. But that's not what happened. So for me, going into any situation, I'm just kind of like, okay, well, what actually happened? And once we're able to talk about and acknowledge and really understand what actually happened, the truth of the matter, then we can roll into why do we feel this way. And what I think is more often than not, you find out that you frustrated yourself. And it wasn't actually what happened or wasn't, what was said because somebody said something. It wasn't any of that. It really was a lot of times you made yourself frustrated. So then from there you can calm yourself back down, right? But she's like, no, let's talk about how I feel. And then after that, we can talk about what happened. And then maybe I can calm myself back down. But I just don't think I personally...
I feel like sometimes in the moment, like I said, I typically try to process things as she's saying it before I respond, which is why sometimes I don't talk about my feelings in that moment because I want to process everything that's happened. So I'll do my whole processing over here by myself and just are in quiet while she's speaking and not respond to her. I just do my whole processing. And then, because I don't want to have a reactive personality. I want to process everything.
But you do have a reactive personality.
And then later on down the line, after I've done my processing, I'm now trying to bring the emotions to it. Like, so instead of us doing it together, I kind of do things on my own. So to her point, maybe I am creating my own narratives or what have you. But if you say something and it makes me feel a type of way, I'm still trying to listen to what you're saying. But now after I process what you said, I'm upset still on how you said it to me. And that's where I struggle with the most because I'm like, bro, you whole lot hurt my feelings. Like, I don't care that you said this, but you ain't had to say it like that, bro. Like, come on. Like, you right, but the way you said it, you just hurt my feelings, bro. So there's that.
Yeah.
I think you are, honestly.
Okay.
I think you better at handling, like, even though you sometimes handled it in a fucked up way to me, I think you handle frustration better because I can't be frustrated.
Right.
At all. Like, I'm like, why am I frustrated right now? Like, I cannot do it. So, it just, if I can't get my shit out, then I'm going to be just steaming forever.
Yeah.
And she just be like, anyway, turn on some music and be on this.
I'm
listening. Like, oh my God.
I had anger management like 3 years straight, so I'm like, I know a lot of it didn't work for
that
me.
Is some bullshit.
It didn't work for.
That's some bullshit.
I paid attention. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to learn how to just tune things on and move on. Like tune things out and move on.
Well, it's easier for you.
It is, definitely.
And not so much for me.
Yeah.
I know that you want to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
If something is bothering you, I know you want to talk about it, so I'm gonna be prepared to talk. I'm be prepared to listen and respond. And
definitely want to talk about it.
Yeah, you definitely want to talk about it and get to the bottom of it and find a resolve then. And that's pretty much how you roll. You want to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it for sure.
Talk to each other.
Communication.
Yes. I think it's finding the way to communicate though, because That's the weird part. I don't really like text messages because they can be misconstrued. I might capitalize something that didn't made it seem like I was yelling, but really and truly I was just trying to emphasize on this one word. Or her tone gets really dry sometimes, and if I'm excited about something, it comes off weird. Then I'm like, write me a letter. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, maybe.
Why'd you laugh, jerk?
Because I could write a letter possibly.
Okay.
If you don't have trust, you don't have anything, and that's how it is. You know, we have to trust each other, because if we don't trust each other, it is chaos. And there have been times in our relationship when we have not really trusted each other, and we had to grow that trust back. You know what I'm saying? So trust is definitely a huge part of any kind of relationship, because I'm a stern believer in trust. He's a stern believer in trust, because I don't have time to be looking over my shoulder to be figuring out who you doing, who you talking to, whatever like that. But I will take the time to look. I don't have it, but I'll take the time to look. I guarantee you. But I don't want to feel like I have to. And what I like about him is that he doesn't make me feel like I have to. Now I will, but I don't feel like I have to all the time. So that's my truth.
I think sometimes it's like your trust is very important. I think the times that sometimes you get feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think for the most part, it's like anytime that I've gone through his stuff, I don't want to find anything. Like there's times when I've gone through his stuff and haven't found anything, and it makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it just gives you that confirmation. And I think I will say that I think that we've gotten past that part of the relationship in a sense.
Yeah.
That definitely was a phase in the relationship where that was a big part. It was like, I need that confirmation. The only time to get that confirmation is, you know what I'm saying?
We've grown.
But it's gotten to the point now to where it's like, I've always said, and I've always said this to him, is like, a lot of times I don't have to go searching for stuff. It's like, and not to, sound self-centered or whatever, but God has always been very strategic in my life.
The thing is, he lives in Atlanta. He is Henderson Maddox is well known, and if I make a mistake, he's gonna find out because of the people that are around him. Now, me, I'm not from here, so I don't know as many people as for me, and ain't nobody really looking out for me, but I look out for me. And if I need to find something, I'm going to go find it. So if I feel like I need to, at least, so we have different ways. He's talking about some Jesus, go help him find it. No, I'm not saying that's wrong, but it's just.
It ain't just about relationships. That's about everything. That's about everything in life.
He has more resources than I have, so.
I think about everything in life. I think God is always very, very clear about things that I need to know. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of times I don't have to go hunting and fishing.
Yes, God.
Like I may hunt and fish after he gives me something and I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But it's always something like an inkling that's like, something that'll slide across my desk. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like.
I know, like sometimes if you're upset or you're passionate about something, I know, just give her a minute. Just kind of, let her chill and think about it, and then she'll come back and we'll revisit it and we'll talk about it again. That's pretty much it. I don't think we.
Shauna is so much more patient than I am. When I have an issue with her, I want her to fix it now. Although I know that may necessarily not happen, I'm like, fix it now. But with my issue with her, I just talk about it. That's pretty much, communication has just been like the key focal point in our relationship. But I have to give you the props on this one. She's a lot better with this than I am. She's patient, very patient, too patient sometimes. Because I'd be like, girl, if I was you and me. But in her patience, sometimes I think she doesn't express how she feels, and that creates another issue. But I'm teaching her to be able to balance both.
But she's just extremely patient. Even in traffic, like I'm trying to get out the car and punch people in the face, and she's like, "No, honey, we'll be here for an hour." I'm like, "An hour!" Like she's just she's how she is how she is. Like this, she's just calm, cool, and collected. And I'd be ready to toss over tables, and she's like, "Relax, you're hungry." You know.
But then it'll get to the point. It's like I don't know. I'm kind of like both, because I'll snap in a second. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm very, very patient. I think it depends on who it is.
Yeah, it's like a lot.
Or what it is.
I think that's with both of us, though, because I'm patient. I think we got our lanes of patience. Like, I'm more patient with people dealing in issues than she is. And she's just patient in life. You know what I'm saying? Because if she's mad at somebody, I'm more patient with, like, hey, let's talk it over. And she's like, no. But she's just more patient in life experiences, as far as in career-wise, traffic, stuff like that. She's a lot more. I'm not. I want it now. I want money now. I want jobs now. I want everything now. Now.
It's like a microwave. It's like
this is very. I like. High five. That was cute. One for you.
Yeah, she's like a microwave. I'm like a convenience oven. It's kind of like it take me a little while.
You're a slow cooker.
Okay, I'll take that.
Get a mean roast.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, see,
tender.
There we go.
To handle problems, I believe we talk about it.
Yeah,
that's the best way. We have communication about it.
Yeah, and I honestly think that's one of the most important things about a relationship is having that communication aspect to it, because you can get through a lot of things if you just communicate your feelings.
Right.
I think for me, what I've learned is, as far as like handling problems with Freshie, is like I do have to acknowledge her feelings. Even if like that wasn't the basis or the foundation of whatever issue that we have, it's still important to her. Like that's how she feels. And then maybe from there we could work on the actual problem at hand. And I'm learning that for sure.
I'm definitely learning to try to not take what she says personally and just listen to what she says, because sometimes it's not delivered in the best way for me to acknowledge it. But, you know what I mean? Like, what she's saying is usually true. It's just, I sometimes have a hard time of stripping away emotions from an actual conversation. For sure.
Swallowing our pride. Swallowing our pride is probably the best way we learn how to deal with issues with each other. I mean, it makes no sense to be mad forever at each other. Like, it's pointless to be in a relationship or trying to, do things with each other in the future. So if you're wrong, you're wrong, admit it. If you don't like what the next person is doing, say something so you can get it out of the way and we can just, go ahead on.
I'm not really good
but
at
again,
hiding.
He's not good at
I'm
hiding.
not good in hiding my feelings. I think what works for him is that I'm not a person that keeps. I'm not. I can't keep. Him. I'm not that kind of person. I'm very easy.
And that's
at least when I'm in a relationship. When you with me, I'm easy to read. Now to other people.
I think that's the biggest thing. And I think any time that I have looked at or had to investigate something, it's because it was a change in your behavior that I knew something was not right. Yeah. Because he's very easy to read. And I honestly appreciate it.
Don't be like
because that. I appreciate it because at the end of the day, for me, dealing with insecurities and, dealing with that, I like to be able to read him to know exactly, when I need to feel a certain type of way, whatever the case it is. Because my thing is, this is my thing. I feel like if we're building the bridge to forever, right? There are going to be people and things that'll happen, you know what I'm saying, that we're not happy with. I want to be to the point to where we can say it. If somebody says something to you or whatever, I want you to be able to tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to go fight the person and chop their head off, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because I'm going to try to respect you to handle it. but I definitely want that openness to where if somebody does cross that line, we can talk about it, we can discuss it, because I don't want to find out about it from somebody else, because shit does happen and things happen, but I want to be able to find out from you, and I think that's what we've been building, and I think that's what we're getting to a point to where like we're very close to getting to that destination to where it it's just open, like what's up, tell me what's up, you know what I'm saying, what it is.
Yeah, it's unrealistic to just to assume that nobody thinks that your man is attractive. That's definitely unreal, because obviously you like him, you know what I'm saying, there's something about him that you like, so obviously it's going to be other people that like, so it's unrealistic, but you have to just get to that point to where you trust your man to do what he's supposed to do.
Individually, I have seen a therapist for a few months, and there's that. More about like understanding myself and how I kind of got into this mindset that I'm in, so defensive and things like that. So personally, I did go to a therapist. I'm cool with couples therapy if she wanted to go. Like, I have nothing against therapy. I think therapy is not natural, but it's healthy for relationships if you genuinely can't resolve or figure out what the meat of your problems are. So I don't have anything against therapy. What about you?
You did bring up therapy before, though. As she was seeing her therapist, she brought up the fact that maybe we should see a therapist together that would help us communicate better. Because after you reach that whole, like, for us, everything has, like, we've just been going, like, our speed is so fast. So 6 months for us, because we've been living together since day one. 6 months for us is like a year and a half, right? And so, and because we're lesbians and that's just what you do.
Right, that's just how you roll.
But once we got past like that 6-7 month part of our relationship where, you're going to bed normal and you're not using such a sweet tone anymore when you're, in conversation. And you have to get down to like the nitty gritty. We found that, and that's also, I guess, when we started like trying to work together on sets.
Yeah.
We just kind of found that like what we had been doing was getting to know each other and still trying to make the other person like the other person. But now we're in this, and we're in this to a point where we feel like we're able to genuinely work together.
Right.
It's more than just being at home and cuddling and cute, fun, game nights and sex. Now it's like, this is real.
Right.
And once we got to that is when we kind of realized maybe our communication isn't where it needed to be. And not because of ourselves, but because of the other person.
Yeah.
Right? And she was seeing a therapist, and then she liked talking to her therapist, and then she suggested that we see a therapist together, and I don't feel like I was like, no, I would never, but we just haven't.
No, you definitely told me no, I'm good.
I don't think the answer was like no. I think it was just, I think what we talked about was doing couples counseling or therapy before we get married.
Yeah, but those are two separate situations, because you said you would do that, premarital
Yeah,
counseling.
and I also told you I would see a therapist, and I even gave you a story about a time in the past when I wish I had saw a therapist. Right. But I don't think it was like a no. I just think it was like a conversation that we had, and then we just didn't have it anymore. It kind of dropped off.
Maybe.
Because I don't feel like I was like, hell no, I ain't seeing no therapist.
I don't think you said hell no. I don't think it was like that. I just think it was like you had to have said no for it not to have happened, because I was actively ready to do it then and there.
I feel like maybe it was a conversation that just dropped off. Like nothing.
Maybe.
happened.
Her memory is better than mine, so I can't really disagree with what she says. So maybe you're right.
Maybe.
All right.
I remember, but we didn't. But we're not opposed to couples therapy.
We're not against therapy.
I think when she brought it up, one of the things I told her is sometimes you do need a mediator, somebody who's going to help you communicate, and we had a discussion about that because I genuinely think that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes people want to communicate so badly with their partner that you fuck it up even worse.
For sure.
Because you genuinely believe you could fix the problem by yourself, and you don't have a support system that's willing to fix the problem with you, like that good group of like friends or family.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to therapy. I just think I think we started communicating a little bit better, and then it just kind of dropped off. Maybe.
That sounds right.
Oh, I definitely have considered therapy individually. Somebody need to listen to all of the stuff that be going on in my head. But I don't necessarily think, I think that for the both of us, it's, excuse me, I don't know. It's just, it's such a good balance with it. I feel like I'm able to kind of low-key be Corey therapist, and Corey's like able to be my therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it come down to that type of dynamic of it, it's like, you know, we, more than anything, I think we respect how each other feel.
Understand it.
And understand it. Yeah. You know, because we done probably been there before. So it's easy to understand and be more compassionate about something that you've been through or know what it feel like.
I think the biggest piece of advice is being able to let go of the past, being able to let go of the things that you've gone through with other people, but using that as a lesson and using it as a stepping stone and using it as a growing tool for your current relationship.
Absolutely.
I've had some horrible situations.
Me too.
And and it's just made me realize what to expect and what I should expect and what I'm worth and what I'm not going to take. And
we're on
being
the same
able
page.
to address stuff that you wouldn't address back then now, after going through different situations and having fights with people and being cheated on and being played with and people just stop talking to you out the blue and just all kind of stuff. Like, I've dealt with a lot of stuff. All that I've said, I've dealt with being cheated on. I've dealt with being stopped talking to
just
out the
randomly.
blue. And, you know, people lying to you, playing with your time, playing with your emotions. And I've been able to use all that knowledge to working that towards you and being able to communicate with you and being able to let you know what I want, what I don't want.
Correct. But you have to, again, like you said, you can't bring old situations and old scenarios with you into something new. I think that's the best thing we decided to do together was, okay, we talked about our past, we talked about what we've been through, how our ex did this, how our ex did that, but this is what we're going to do. Right. We're going to focus on us, we're going to work towards us, we're going to do this different than we did last time, and that's just what you have to do. You can't mix old wineskin with new wine.
Yes, everybody is different.
Yeah.
Everybody is different.
Absolutely.
Some people do the same things, but everybody is different ultimately. And just because some things are done some ways as others does not mean that they're the same people.
And don't tell everybody everything, because everybody don't need to know everything. I don't have to post everything, because when you give away it all, then there's nothing for them to be excited about.